If your engine feels like it is gasping for air every time you try to accelerate, or if you are noticing a strange hesitation that was never there before, you might be dealing with a P2010 code. This diagnostic trouble code means that the PCM has detected a high voltage condition in the Intake Manifold Runner Control circuit for bank 1, which is the side of the engine where your number 1 cylinder lives. The Intake Manifold Runner Control system is a clever bit of engineering designed to fine-tune the way air enters your combustion chambers by using small metal flaps to create a swirling effect. This swirl helps the fuel atomize better, which gives you more power, better fuel economy, and lower emissions, especially when you are just cruising or sitting at a red light. The system works by using an electronic actuator or a vacuum solenoid to move a long rod that opens and closes these flaps based on how you are driving. When the PCM sends a signal to move those flaps and detects a voltage that is higher than it should be, it realizes something is wrong and stores the P2010 code. One of the most common reasons for this is actually just carbon coking, which is a fancy way of saying that oily soot has built up inside your intake manifold and is physically jamming the flaps so they cannot move. You can often test for this by disconnecting the actuator from the shaft and seeing if you can move the runner flaps by hand. If they feel stiff or stuck, you have found your problem. Another frequent issue is corrosion at the actuator solenoid connector, especially since these parts are often exposed to heat and moisture under the hood. You should use your digital volt-ohm meter to check the resistance of the solenoid and the position sensor to see if they match what the manufacturer recommends. If the solenoid is dead or the sensor is sending back gibberish, that is an easy fix, but you also need to look closely at the wiring harness for any signs of a short to power, which would explain that high voltage reading. Be extremely careful if you have to take the manifold apart, because the tiny screws or rivets that hold those flaps to the shaft can sometimes vibrate loose and fall into the engine, which would turn a simple repair into a total disaster. A little bit of patience and a thorough cleaning of the intake ports can often restore your engine performance and clear that frustrating light off your dashboard for good.